Imagine a world where the architect of the Marvel Cinematic Universe became the savior of the DC Extended Universe. Yeah, that almost happened. In a twist straight out of a superhero crossover, Warner Bros. Once tried to poach Kevin Feige, the mastermind behind Marvel's multi-billion-dollar empire, to lead DC films after Justice League flopped. And it nearly changed everything. If you're into juicy Hollywood what-ifs, this is one for the ages. Buckle up. And hey, if you love deep dives into the wild side of the movie industry, smash that like button, subscribe for more, and drop your hottest Marvel vs. DC take in the comments below. Back in 2017, Warner Bros. Was reeling. Justice League had landed with a thud. Critics were unimpressed, box office returns were lukewarm, and the studio was in crisis mode. The DC universe they tried to build was cracking under pressure. So they did what any studio in panic mode might do. They went after the best. That's right. According to inside reports, WB reached out to none other than Kevin Feige, the man who built the Marvel Cinematic Universe from scratch, starting in 2008. They wanted him to jump ship, switch teams, and rebuild the DC universe from the ground up. It was bold, it was unexpected, and it was very, very short-lived. Feige actually took the meeting. Yep, the president of Marvel Studios, the guy who had just masterminded the lead-up to Avengers Infinity War, sat down with Warner Bros. To discuss the future of DC films. Just imagine it. Kevin Feige taking the helm of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and the Justice League. The ultimate power move. But that meeting? It didn't go anywhere. Sources say the conversations fizzled. No deal was made, no follow-ups happened, and Feige stayed put at Marvel. Whether it was because he was too deep in the MCU's Infinity Saga, or simply uninterested in jumping ship, the talks died quietly behind the scenes. But just think, how different would both cinematic universes look today if that meeting had turned into something real? At the time of that meeting, Feige had a pretty full plate. He was deep in the Infinity Saga, working toward what would become one of the biggest box office events in history, Avengers Endgame. That film wrapped up over a decade of interconnected storytelling and made billions. Feige had already proven himself as a world builder like no other. He launched the MCU with Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Thor, Captain America, and brought it all together with the Avengers. He turned once B-list characters into household names and made superhero films must-see events. So yeah, maybe the timing wasn't right. Maybe jumping into the DC chaos felt like an unnecessary risk. Feige had already built a kingdom. Why start over? Fast forward a few years and Warner Bros. Found their guy. But not the one they originally hoped for. In late 2022, WB appointed James Gunn and Peter Safran as the co-heads of the newly minted DC Studios. Gunn, who had worked under Feige at Marvel, directing Guardians of the Galaxy, suddenly found himself calling the shots on the DC side. It's kind of poetic, isn't it? So, Gunn was first courted by Warner Bros. Back in 2018 after his controversial exit from Disney. They originally wanted him for a Superman project, but he chose to tackle The Suicide Squad instead. That film gave fans a new reason to believe in the DC brand. Eventually, Gunn agreed to take on Superman after all, this time as both writer and director of the franchise's reboot. Now, that very reboot is here. The brand new Superman film, starring David Corenswet, just hit theaters on July 11th, 2025. And, according to early reviews, it's exactly what DC needed. Critics say the film finally brings back the optimism, heart, and sincerity that Superman was always meant to represent. No more brooding or overly dark storylines. Just a return to hope, strength, and inspiration. One review even gave it an 8 out of 10, praising it for capturing the soul of the character in a way fans have been craving for years. And yes, this marks the official start of DC's new cinematic universe under Gunn's leadership. Meanwhile, Kevin Feige is still right where he's always been at Marvel Studios, and he's not done yet. He's currently producing not one, but two new Avengers films. Avengers Doomsday is set for release in 2026, followed by Avengers Secret Wars in 2027. The multiverse saga is in full swing, and Feige is still the mastermind behind it all. So, even though the Warner Bros. Talks didn't lead anywhere, Feige's empire continues to grow. And DC? Well, they've finally found their footing again, just with a different Marvel alum at the wheel. Still, the question lingers. What if Feige had said yes? Would the DC universe be on top today? Would we have seen a unified world as detailed and polished as the MCU? Or would it have been too little, too late? It's one of Hollywood's most fascinating what could have been moments. A missed opportunity, perhaps. Or maybe, just maybe, it was a close call that allowed both universes to stay true to their own identities. What do you think? Would Kevin Feige have saved the DCEU if he had taken the job? Or was it never meant to be? Let us know in the comments. Drop a like if you enjoyed this breakdown. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more inside scoops on your favorite stars, studios, and superhero sagas. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.